You know how people always talk about, man, I got scam, I got this, I got that, I got a file on somebody's bond and things like that. There's a lot of scam going on out there, man. Trust me. Let's talk about it. So, you got a point of contact for me over there, man? That the actual somebody who's actually is Tasmanian that can I can contact? I can't do that, brother. I don't know these numbers, man. You know what I mean? That's not, I mean, I gotta call the one with the MC because they're the one who's gonna pay me. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. Okay, and well, I already I asked them if you're in there, and they said no, that's not a real load. So uh, I just want to let you know I'm not gonna pick up this load. But anyway, it's I hope you don't get nobody on this load, man, because you're trying to get somebody, bro, because that's messed up, man. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, don't I have a story for you guys? Listen, when you're booking on these load board, man, when you're booking loads with these load boards, man, with these brokers or so-called brokers, you have to make sure you do your research, man. Watch your P's and Q's, man. We just ran into a situation where it's a fake load. What do I mean? How can something be fake but it's so real? Well, these guys are good. First, let me say this. When something looks fishy and your gut is telling you that it looks fishy, it probably is fishy. So we just got done dealing with a situation where stuff looked fishy. And I ignored it because number one, it's a decent rate. That's probably why my train of thought was a little different, okay? But when the situations presented themselves that something doesn't look right, then I started questioning, okay? So here's what happened. We did everything just the way it should be. I called the load on from the DAT load board. Everything looks okay, right? Called it, and the phone number. See, some of the things that they're doing here is that they put a phone number on there, and the phone number that they put on there seemed like doesn't work. So they put a secondary phone number on there on the comments. Okay, that did not bring an alarm bells in me because it's like, okay, sometimes the phone number that they have listed on there maybe it's busy or whatever. Maybe that's what they're saying, that like if it's busy you call this number. So they put that in the comments, right? They put a certain phone number in the comments. Now what I'm seeing is that DAT load board actually filters that out. I think they don't want that information on there for certain reason. Maybe it's to protect you as the carrier so you don't get scammed, right? Because technically the phone number from the MC number is the one that's technically supposed to be you'll be able to call, right? Anyhow, so everything looks good, right? I called it in, and then they were like, well, it was kind of weird. I was calling a different load, which was going to Illinois, and then they pitched another load, which was going to Washington. And then I was like, okay, let me listen. And this guy Ryan, he said, hey man, I got a load going to Washington, man. It's got to be picked up right now. It's a power only, and it only weighs 20,000 pounds. I was like, okay, I'm curious. Let me hear it because that's gonna bring me in the area I'm trying to get home. Okay, um, at least within the area. Okay. Anyway, uh, I did that. He told me the details. He said he's going to Washington, north part of Seattle. He's going to Washington, and just like that, we found us a load going to Washington. It's paying 6,000. Well, the regular lane on that, the regular rate on that from the past 30 days is 5,400. Also, it doesn't seem that off. Now, if he was paying like 2,000 extra, then I would probably be like, wait a minute, what's going on here, right? Uh, so he said 6,200. I mean 6,000. So I was like, okay, cool. That's gonna be like 250ish a mile, I think 254 or something like that. It sounds reasonable. So I was like, okay, let's go 6,200, and that's gonna bring us to about 270 a mile. And then he was like, okay, hold on, let me go get with the manager. Put me on hold for a few seconds, and he was like, you know what? Yeah, we can do it for 6,200, man. Okay, I was like, cool, man, send it in, or send me the carrier packet. He said, oh man, I'm gonna send you the rate, I'm gonna send you the rate confirmation, but I'll send you the pickup number and the address right now because we're trying to get this picked up. I was like, cool, okay. And I looked it up. It was only like 7 miles away from me. And when I got to the location, it was this location, which is an Amazon facility, right? Weird, because number one, Amazon, I know they don't broker their loads, at least the trailers that they have. Okay, so I called them. I was like, "Hey, man, this is Amazon facility, man. What's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, we got our trailer inside." Okay, I was like, "Okay, that makes sense, right?" They're working with Amazon. They have their own trailer inside Amazon. Okay, so he told me how to check in, and I checked it in, and there was seemed to be no problem at check-in. Okay, so I go in, and freaking they gave me the parking slip number, and then I go to the trailer, and then it's an Amazon trailer. Hmm. Now that's a little weird. That's so all of these bells are ringing, right? I look at the rate con. There seemed to be some information missing out of the rate con, right? And then I called factoring company. Factoring company said uh, they look good. The MC number that they gave me. He said they look good. So, but he said if you have any doubt whatsoever, my factoring is OTR Solutions, by the way. If they said if you have any doubt whatsoever, make sure you call the MC number, that is the phone number that is listed on FMCSA. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, uh, I I didn't get that far yet, but there a lot of bells are ringing in my head already. So I called the phone number OTR Solutions gave me because that's the phone number they use to invoice them, right? So I called that phone number, and then I get somebody on the phone, and then I told them about a load, and then they were like, okay, send me the email number or the email address is coming from. Is like this ship Tasmanian .com, or anyway, Ryan at shiptasmanian.com. She said, no, that's a fake load, sir. So I was like, okay, cool. I get off the phone. I get back on the phone with this guy. He said, oh man, that's the corporate, man. You called the corporate. So it's that they don't know these loads, man. I'm a separate broker with them that's running under their umbrella. Okay, cool. No problems, right? This all seems normal. So these guys know what they talking about, man. Anyway, um, he so I was like, hey, listen, man, if you can call corporate, give them your name and your phone number, at least they know that you work with them, and then I can call corporate, and then they can verify all of this information. Will be good to go. I'll hook to this trailer with no problems, and then take off or whatever, right? He said, okay, cool, man. I'm gonna call him up, and then he called up somebody. He put me on three-way with somebody. Hey, man, listen, we're having an issue with verifying information with carrier. Man, carrier is ready to pick up the load. He's right there on site. Hey, listen, can you call corporate? He's telling this guy, other guy on the third line on the three-way to call corporate. Let him know that he works with Tasmanian, right, or Tas whatever. Okay. Anyway, he was like, yeah, yeah, man, we got you, man. Hey, give him 10 minutes. Hey, 10 minutes, call back. He's like, and then he even said, hey, this guy just called 10 minutes ago. Yeah, yeah, we know about him. They got a whole operation going on, man. So um, they were like, yeah, give him 10 minutes, man. I'll go call corporate and let them know that you're calling. So I called corporate a few minutes later, and then she was like, sir, you're not listening to me. This load does not exist. And I was like, okay, enough said. no more. And then I send them the text about, like, I don't know how you sleep at night, bro. It's like you knowingly doing wrong purposely to these freaking carriers that are barely trying to survive out here, man. And then you over here trying to steal from these guys. And obviously I'm not gonna get no response back to that, right? And then I called Amazon. I told Amazon all about it, and then I'm I I'm trying to contact the FMCSA, let them know about it, give them these phone numbers. And I'm pretty sure all of these phone numbers are all phony, right? All of these names and email address are not on record with probably the FMCSA. See what's happening is they're using that MC number. I'm gonna call DAT too. They're using the people's MC number that are good MC number. Okay, they use these MC numbers and then they put a phony phone number or the phone number that they put down on there. It seems to be legit. That's coming from. I've seen a lot of their other loads that seem to be coming from that company, but they're not really. They're either those people are out of the office or whatever, right? And they know this. They've done their research, man. These guys are so freaking like their operation, their scam operation is so it makes it so believable. If you're a new carrier, man, you're gonna believe it. It seems believable, right? Basically, what happened here is like these guys have an Amazon account. They have a carrier account with Amazon, so they're booking loads for cheap, put it out on the load board. They use somebody else's MC as a broker, and then they try to send you a fake rate con, right? That almost looks similar. So they have an operation that's going. Like I said, I see them post all the time. I see them post over here in the Houston area. And these posts, they can tell. You can clearly tell. Like I said, make sure when you're looking at the DAT load board, man, if on the comments they have freaking phone numbers or email address on there, make sure you contact that MC number. Make sure when you press that call on the DAT load board, that phone number reflects what's on the MC number. Okay, I know it's probably something that I should have been doing already, but you know, you don't really think about it because it's like when you send information or when you do this stuff, you know what I mean? It's like it becomes like second nature, and then you don't think about things like this. You know what I mean? Uh, there was no way we're gonna get paid out of that load. And if we were to catch it, let's say we report it with Amazon, there's no way Amazon is gonna pay us the rate that they say on the rate con. Amazon is gonna pay us what they booked that freaking load for. Or they might not even pay us. They might just be like drop off our trailer at the nearest freaking site. You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna happen. So or they might tell us, be like, oh man, you're illegally harboring our trailer, and that's could happen. You know what I mean? So just basically this video is just all about, man, watch out there, watch out on these load boards, man. These load boards, the DAT, man, I haven't read their contract or whatever, right? I don't know what kind of responsibility they have as far as when it comes to that, but this you have to watch out, man. Make sure, like, see see the thing is, these guys, the DAT load board, they're not going to compensate you for this, man. I'm pretty sure there's a clause on there in the contract somewhere that they have no uh, uh, they have no control over this. You know what I mean? So they might block these guys. You know what I mean? That maybe that's all they can do. You know, so just be careful out there. They almost got your boy, though. They almost got your boy. Until next time, we will see y'all, man.